Hello and welcome to News 9. I'm Nishtata, and first up, it seems like several major metros and villages across India are experiencing freak weather conditions. While in Mumbai, it seems like the high tides have inundated the city. Mumbaikars, in fact, close to the city's shoreline were in for a bizarre experience. Alerts have been sounded across Mumbai, which will witness high tides of up to 4.7 meters. Seawater had entered the gateway of India, Worli Sea Face, Shivaji Park and Dadar Chowpatty because of high velocity winds caused by a cyclonic storm. Well, these are the scenes being witnessed in Mumbai since yesterday afternoon. Many low-lying areas, especially closer to the shore, have experienced water inundation, and this has paralyzed life in Mumbai even before the monsoons have arrived. Monsoons were expected to arrive Mumbai on the 10th of June, but they seem to be delayed. But the high tides posing a major inconvenience to Mumbaikars. Yesterday, the low-lying areas along the shore had experienced inundation, but the problem continues as the Met Department has announced that high tides of up to 4.7 meters can be witnessed today. Meanwhile, residents of Delhi and Noida finally got relief from the blistering heat as strong winds and heavy rains lashed the city. Some parts in Noida witnessed a hailstorm as well. The showers brought in the much-needed relief from the heat wave aggravated by power cuts in the national capital. The mercury reached a 62-year high of 47.8 degrees Celsius. June 8th is in certain parts of national capital. But now with the rains coming in and lashing the national capital, the mercury has dipped, bringing in the much-needed relief. The heat had been soaring in Delhi in the past several weeks, and it had reached the 62-year high of 47.8 degrees Celsius. And even as the situation kept getting worse, thanks to the blistering heat as well as the power crisis, rain gods have brought in relief. Meanwhile, in Khammam, in Andhra Pradesh, it is scorching at 50 degrees Celsius. The Met Department has issued a heat wave warning for some districts in Telangana and coastal areas of Andhra Pradesh for the next 24 hours. The temperatures in Medak and Nalgonda districts of Telangana and East and West Godavari, Krishna and Guntur districts of Andhra Pradesh were recorded above normal. 50 degrees Celsius in Khammam district. Well, these are the varying weather conditions across the country even as we wait for the monsoons. It seems high tide in Mumbai has already started causing inconvenience as many low-lying areas, especially closer to the shores, have been experiencing inundated roads. Meanwhile, in Delhi, it seems the rains have finally brought in relief. Not just the rains, certain parts of Delhi have even experienced hailstorms, but it is completely the opposite in several districts of Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. In Khammam, in fact, residents are reeling under the temperature of up to 50 degrees Celsius. Unbearable heat in Khammam. In fact, the Met Department has also issued a heat wave warning there. Well, these are the scenes in different parts of the country, even as Bengaluru shifts from cool to pleasantly sunny. In Mumbai, it is the problem of the city getting inundated because of high tides instead of the monsoons. In Delhi, finally some relief. The national capital had been suffering due to the power crisis with no power and the heat getting unbearable. Have finally experienced some relief. In fact, in the NCR, there was also some hailstorm that were witnessed, which brought in much needed cheer to the residents there. Meanwhile, in Khammam, 50 degrees Celsius is what the temperature is, not just in Khammam, in East and West Godavari districts, as well as Guntur and many parts of Telangana. The Met Department has issued a heat wave. It is not just the internal areas, especially the coastal areas seem to be in the line of fire quite literally, as 50 degrees Celsius is almost unbearable for anyone across the world. And residents of Khammam now experiencing that unbearable temperature. Well, moving on to the big news just coming in. Happy ending to jewellery shop owner's kidnap drama in Bengaluru. Jewellery shop owner rescued from under Medalli Bridge. Ram Dayal rescued, and one of the kidnappers has also been arrested. The kidnappers had demanded a ransom of 10 lakh rupees to release Ram Dayal. This is the big news, in fact, that is just coming in, as Ram Dayal, the jewellery store owner who had been abducted by a few kidnappers and had demanded 10 lakh rupees for his release, has been rescued now. Fortunately, the police did not have to go through an extensive process. He was found near the Medalli Bridge, and also one of the kidnappers has been arrested as of now, whereas the victim has been rescued. Well, this is in fact the big news that is just coming in. Happy ending to jewel shop owner's kidnap drama in Bengaluru. Jewellery shop owner Ram Dayal had been kidnapped. He was the owner of a jewellery store in Doddanakundi. My colleague Varghese joins us with more details on this. Well, Varghese, a huge sigh of relief there.
Well, it is, Nishita. What happened was that immediately the family, when they got the ransom call, and the ransom call was for rupees 10 lakhs. That was what the kidnappers had asked for, the release of Ram Dayal. And his brother Deen Dayal, in fact, informed the police immediately, and the police hatched a plan. The kidnappers had asked for them to come at Avlahalli's Medahalli Bridge area. When Deen Dayal came with the money, the police team was already there. In fact, they had been there in Mufti, and they were waiting for the kidnappers to come in. They were able to immediately raid the place, and one person was apprehended while the others escaped from the place. Meanwhile, they got details about where Ram Dayal was in fact kept, and they went to the place and was able to release him, Nishita.
Right, and also we understand that Ram Dayal was found near the Madanalli bridge. Well, does it look like one of those suspicious cases where this entire kidnap case was staged, Varghese? Because it almost seems too good to be true that within a few hours of the police releasing the information, he was rescued.
Well, Nishita, it could be the fact that the police were able to. The good thing was that the brother had immediately informed the police with regards to the kidnapping, and they were able to trace and also plan the factor in which they could get hold of the kidnappers. And they were lying in wait at the spot where the kidnappers had asked for the money to be given. And once the kidnappers had come in and they had confirmed that there was Deen Dayal only at the spot, they jumped to his rescue, and the police, in fact, were able to apprehend one person, though they were not able to get the rest. The rest of them escaped from the place. But that one person was more than enough to, in fact, help in releasing Ram Dayal, Nishita.
Right, stay with us. Varghese will come back to you for more details. Well, that is the HAL police station where the arrested has been taken into custody as of now. Well, let's not forget that very recently, Bengaluru's image had been marred after one of the noted jewelers from Jaipur had arrived at the KIAL and was abducted by cab drivers and was brutally murdered. But in today's incident, it seems to be a happy ending that the police officials managed to track down the victim and have rescued him, whereas one of the accused has also been taken into custody. This is Suguna Jewellers located in Doddanakundi, which is owned by the victim Ram Dayal, who has now been rescued. Well, Varghese, now coming back to you, we understand that one of the accused has been arrested. How they went about this entire kidnap saga, do we know about that?
Well, what we know at present is that they had closely been watching Ram Dayal's movement from his shop towards his home, and they've been in fact watching him for the last 1 month, and that is when they were able to know what time he left, what were the days of the week when he left early, what were the days of the week when he left late, and they had in fact sketched out his the manner in which he used to come to the office and towards his home. They've been following him for quite some time, and when one day when he was planning to return home late, on that day is when they planned to kidnap him, and they kidnapped him immediately once he had come outside the shop, and the shot was shut. After which they gave a call to the family, and they were interacting.
Right, stay with us, Varghese.
ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಸತಿ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಫೋನ್ ಎತ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಹಾಗಾಗಿದೆ ಆ ಥರ ಫೋನ್ ತೆಗಿತಾರೆ.
Well, in fact, that was one of the relatives of the victims who said that he tried to contact Ram Dayal on numerous occasions, but Ram Dayal was unreachable, and that finally now it has.
ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಮ್ಮನೆ ಹತ್ರ ಇವ್ರ ತಮ್ಮ ಯಾರೋ ಬಂದ್ರು, 12:30 1 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ವಿ. 1:30 ಆಮೇಲೆ ರೌಂಡ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿರೋರು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ಅಂಗಡಿ ಹತ್ರ ಬಂದಿರೋರು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಎಷ್ಟೊತ್ತು ಸಿಕ್ಕಿರೋದು? ಅದೇ 3 ಗಂಟೆ 3:45 ಗಂಟೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
11:30 ಬಂದು ಇದು ಬೇಗ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡಿ
11:30 ಬೇಗ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋದು.
ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಬಂದಿದ್ರು ಅವರು,
ಆವಾಗ ತಿರ್ಚಿರೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಓಡೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟವ್ರೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಹೆಸರು ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಣ ಅಂತ, ಗೋಪಿ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಿಕ್ಕು.
Well, that was one of the relatives, in fact, going on to state how Ram Dayal had been unreachable, and that is what triggered the panic. And they immediately informed the police officials. The HAL police got to the act, and they tracked down Ram Dayal and have now rescued him. Apart from that, even one of the accused has been taken into custody. Thank you, Varghese, for joining us with all those details.